Well, it's the 11th of May at 2 p.m. and I'm sitting in a line to get out. Of my... I just got loaded and secured and tarped, and there are a lot of trucks here at the steel company in Chicago, so we'll see what happens. It is the 12th of May. That makes it Tuesday. It's 1:47 in the afternoon, which seems rather late in the day, but I guess I did drive like over 6 hours this morning. I picked up at a super large facility next to Gary, Indiana, and there were no cameras or anything allowed there. It was a massive facility. It was very automated, I'm assuming because it's so big. There was like 20 truck drivers in this little kiosk trying to get their tags so they can get in and get their load. And then I had to go to the end of this building, and I think the building was a mile long. And pull in a door, and there were like 20 trucks ahead of me. But anyway, I didn't wait. I guess I waited a little bit. Got loaded, and it's, as always, when you get loaded, they're screaming at you to move. Not scream. Well, the guy was elevating his voice, and it might have been because it was noisy, to request that we pull our vehicles forward so they can load more drivers. So yelling might have been a strong term to use, but I think you know what I mean. So I am in Springdale, Arkansas, home of the worst pilot in the world, because every truck driver apparently wants to use it, and it's got like 3 parking spaces and space. I'm talking like I'm from Arkansas. It's spaces, and well, it's got more than 3, but it's always packed, and there's trucks just stacked everywhere, just trying to stop long enough to go inside and get something to drink. It must be a great location. They just need more parking, and they would be booming business. They need to buy some of that field. I think there's a field next to them. They can, I don't know, they need to buy that a house next to them, tear it down, and make more parking. They make all kinds of money. Because right now, now that I've been through there like 4 times now, I've determined that that will be the truck stop of last resort. So, I mean, it's a Pilot, and it's got all the things you need, but it's just, there's no place to park, ever. Anytime I go there, every spot is taken. And trucks are just piled up around gas pumps, trying not to block people, yet be able to go inside and park their vehicle without parking in a space. So, anyway, I've spent too much time on that. Hey, there I am. I'm using the Omnitrax Co-Pilot navigation system, and it's got some unique features that I like, but it's got some quirks, and I'm going to cover this in probably at the end of this week when I'm done a full week of usage on it. I'm discovering things on there, so I mean, every day I tend to dig into it a little bit more and find things that I like and don't like, so we'll cover that later. I've got 20 minutes left on my clock, so I'm going to...
Home. Messaging.
Dropped off my load.
0 hours and 20 minutes of remaining drive time.
Dropped off my load, sorry about that. And I've been off duty for 14 minutes, so in 14 minutes that will change to 4 hours and 47 minutes. Whoop! 4 hours and 47 minutes. So, in the meantime, I wait for my next load, because right now I don't have a new load assignment, and so I should be getting, since they can see my clock like I can see it, it's all electronic and they track it all. Before my half hour, they know I'm running out of time, so they may wait They may not. I don't know. I should be receiving an assignment here anytime soon. I'm sorry I didn't show any of the load today. See, I'm focused so much inside that... anyway, this is my coils that I was carrying were tin, from what I understand. Maybe they were tin coated steel, because I think they make food storage type cans here. And in fact, there's another Maverick truck pulling in, and if you look at my mirror, there's a Maverick truck behind me. So it's my drop-off time for this was from midnight to midnight, so they must be a 24-hour operation, busy pumping out those cans to can food, so people could eat it later. So we'll see what happens. Odds are, with me being this close to Fort Smith, that's where I'm going. We shall see. I get to enjoy the excitement of waiting. I've arrived back at Fort Smith, and in fact, right before this, you should see video of me pulling into the Maverick Fort Smith yard, where I parked. For anybody new to Maverick, right where I parked, if you head towards the building, that's where the shipping and receiving office is. And when I parked, that's when I got my official assignment, because right as soon as I dropped off my coils, I got a message that just said drive to Fort Smith, which means the Fort Smith Maverick yard. And so I parked and read my assignment, wrote down all my information, and I'm like, it was three something at the time. Yeah, 3:30, and my pickup is at 7, which will eat up I'll probably be staying here at the Fort Smith yard tonight, even though I've got 3 hours and 52 minutes left on my clock. I won't be able to use it for driving because I have to wait until I can get in and get loaded, and they're not going to. I made the proper calls, communicated with the inbound shipping and receiving here at this facility, and they said they took my phone number and they call me when they're ready for me. And my CB, I haven't got it quite tuned, so I mean, people have a hard time hearing me, and I have a hard time hearing this shipping and receiving. I'm surprised that they don't have a better system, such as a mobile station. But anyway, I called. They have a phone number, so I called them so I could get clear communication as to what I needed to do. Because on my load assignment it says 12 boards at 18. I can assume something and say, okay, that's 12 boards they want on my deck, 18 feet long. Or they want it spread out over 18 feet. But I don't know. So I sent in a message to my fleet manager to decipher what this information is on my assignment. Because I could be wrong. I mean, I'll go and set it up for... I'll go put 12 boards on my deck, 18 feet worth of deck space, but I don't know if that's necessarily the requirement, though logic would dictate that that is the case. So let's take a look today. 8. So I drove my 6.5 hours and dropped off my first load. And I've got 419 miles in today. It seems what hinders mileage is not waiting for assignments. It's it is waiting, but it's waiting to either be loaded or waiting to be unloaded. Well, I was unloaded today in lickety split in 37 minutes, I think it was. So I mean, I untarped, unsecured, everything ready to go. And they pulled out, pulled the 2 coils off my deck, signed my paperwork, and I was done. And I was due for my 30-minute break, and I did that. And during that 30-minute break is when I got a message saying to come here. So as soon as it was done, I headed here, and my wait to be loaded is at such a length that it will hinder my getting any more miles today, I think. Because it's 4:21 right now. So it's a little over 2 hours and 38 minutes. And I'm assuming it'll take about an hour to load and secure. So that's pretty much my whole clock. I'm not gonna, even if I were to drive like, half an hour, I can't. There's no truck stops within a half hour of here that make it worth doing that. So anyway, enjoy the video about driving into the Fort Smith yard. So if you're ever looking for how to get in this particular facility when you arrive, now you know the gate you come in. Everybody turns right and you park along the side, and you can see right about where I parked is where you walk into the shipping and receiving office to get the information for your load. Well, you get your information for your load on your OmniTrax, but as in my case, I'm actually picking up across the street, and I've been here before, and I've waited here before. So the joys of this industry. Yeah. So I'm checking out the OmniTrax navigation. Oops, sorry. And I've actually put in my trip. Let's see if it'll focus, and I can stop shaking and get fingers out. Let's see if it'll refocus on here. It might take it a second. It seems to have difficulty refocusing on stuff. There we go. That took a while. So I'm not sure what's interfering with it. But anyway, I'm just going to show you a couple quick things on here. I tend to do my... this is not how I go. Even though this is directing... Oh, let me show you a cool feature here. So I will go... trying to do this by looking through my phone doesn't work. My route. Alright, so here's my route. I'm delivering in Michigan. And I've already rerouted this a little bit, which is pretty cool in the sense that I've been able to drag... One of the features that I like about this system is I can... Whoops, cancel. Let's go down here to where I'm at because I need to make... I want to show you, just because there's this discrepancy on how I'm getting out of here. This is not how I'm getting out of here, so... Yeah, thanks for telling me unnamed roads. Okay, I'm going to have to look over the camera to do this. You have this feature to drag route. So I hit that road, and I can... let me cancel that because I don't think I'm quite set up for what I want to do. There we go. Drag route, and I can drag it, and it'll recalculate onto the street. Wow! And so it on my regular GPS, in order to do that, I would have to come in here. Sorry about the quality of the shaking here. This is already showing me, but if I wanted to go somewhere else, I would, I'd touch on here, I'd touch where I want to go, where to go, and then add it as a via, and then you would just see the road go to that spot, and then the route, once I reach that spot, the route would continue after that. Whereas on the OmniTrack's Copilot, it's got the complete route now in the system, and I hit go, and it let me hit my icon here to center myself. It's in 2D map mode. I'll go to 3D. Sorry, it's not in... Okay, let me go back to 2D. Anyway, you can... There we go. Focused is much better than non-focused. So you can see now, instead of it coming down and going back up 71 onto 540, if I back out, even though I reset that one junction, it zooms up, it still shows me my entire route. So I'll have to give props to the Copilot for that particular function. And everywhere there's an arrow is a place where I drag the road to the route I want to take. Because I'm shaving off miles by doing it the way I'm shaving off miles by the way I'm currently going. And obviously this video is over length because it cuts out at 10 minutes when I've got the picture-in-picture function going on. 10 minutes is as long as I can go, which I don't mind because I don't like talking more than 10 minutes because I don't like listening to people more than 10 minutes. Anyway, I could see my entire trip, and it's pretty much a straight line. I was going through Chicago, and I may play with this because tomorrow, obviously tomorrow is going to be a solid drive day, and here I am trying to do this looking through my phone. It's never as successful as I would like to be able to function that way. So I could travel up 55 into the bottom part of Chicago and across 80, or I could skip all that mess, and what I'm doing is going through Indianapolis, which may not fare a whole lot better as far as traffic. It depends on the time of day I hit it, but I know every time I go through Chicago it slows me down so much. So anyway, I-44 to 69 and go pretty much straight up to the location that I'm going to go to. So we'll see what happens. And again, here I sit. It totals out my total time of this route is 15 hours and 15 minutes. If I were to leave right now, that's my arrival time, because I can pick what I want it to tell me. And since I have two GPSs going on, I've got 2 bits of information I'm showing. And let's see, on this one, which this has let's see how fast this goes. Sorry, my finger's in the way. Summary map view, 889 miles based on the route that this one's going, which is pretty much the same as the one on the OmniTrax, but it projects it as 15 hours and 33 minutes. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy. Anyway, I'm going to get way too much into this because I've got nothing better to do. I'm waiting for the next 2.5 hours. But I guess I'll put some boards up there and on my deck, and hopefully I got it right. And we'll see how this day goes. See, it'll take a while for my phone to refocus. Oh, see, that was quick. Anyway, that's it for today.